What is unit testing? Unit testing is a type of software testing where individual units or components of a software are tested. The purpose is to validate that each unit of the software code performs as expected. Unit testing is done during the development, coding phase, of an application by the developers. A unit may be an individual function, method, procedure, module, or object. Why perform unit testing? Unit testing is important because software developers sometimes try saving time doing minimal unit testing, and this is myth because inappropriate unit testing leads to high-cost defect fixing during system testing. If proper unit testing is done in early development, then it saves time and money in the end. Here, the key reasons to unit testing in software engineering. 1. Unit tests help to fix bugs early in the development cycle and save costs. 2. It helps the developers to understand the testing code base and enables them to make changes quickly. 3. Good unit tests serve as project documentation. 4. Unit tests help with code reuse. Migrate both your code and your tests to your new project. Tweak the code until the tests run again. How to execute unit testing. In order to execute unit tests, developers write a section of code to test a specific function in software application. Developers can also isolate this function to test more rigorously, which reveals unnecessary dependencies between function being tested and other units. So the dependencies can be eliminated. Developers generally use Unit as framework to develop automated test cases for unit testing. The unit testing techniques are mainly categorized into 3 parts, which are black box testing that involves testing of user interface along with input and output. White box testing that involves testing the functional behavior of the software application, and gray box testing that is used to execute test suites, test methods, test cases, and performing risk analysis. Code coverage techniques used in unit testing are listed below. 1. Statement coverage. 2. Decision coverage. 3. Branch coverage. 4. Condition coverage. 5. Finite state machine unit testing tools. There are several automated unit test software available to assist with unit testing. We will provide a few examples like Junit, Nunit, Gmockit, Emma, and Funit. Unit testing best practices. 1. Unit test cases should be independent. 2. Test only one code at a time. 3. Follow clear and consistent naming conventions for your unit tests. 4. In case of a change in code in any module, ensure there is a corresponding unit test. 5. Bugs identified during unit testing must be fixed before proceeding. 6. Adopt a test as your code approach. Summary. Unit testing is defined as a type of software testing where individual units or components of a software are tested. And as you can see, there can be a lot involved in unit testing. It can be complex or rather simple depending on the application being tested and the testing strategies, tools, and philosophies used. Unit testing is always necessary on some level. That is a certainty.